Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Totally VR Podcast. Hello, Eddie. Good to see you down there in the chat. I'm Controser, and I'm here with my two co-hosts.
Hello, it's me, FlatConnoisseur.
I am Zycu at your service.
Very nice, very nice. And we've got I think a little shorter one this time, but got some topics to hit. We're
It's
gonna.
gonna be long.
Oh, it's gonna take forever.
I'm gonna
It's gonna,
personally ensure
gonna spark an hour of conversation.
3 hours of conversation.
So, let's head off on our main topic.
How
First
about we
and
hit off on
foremost.
inviting everyone to the community? Let's go. You can join us
Whoa!
right here at discord.gg/TVR. Come join our stream and come ask us questions, put in your own input however you want to. You can also join us on VRChat. We host weekly events, a little bit more recently too. It's not just like once a week or anything, but it's almost daily events. You can join us at our group code TVR.2006. Come
God,
join us.
you're lagging today, man.
I know he stole the
Yeah,
plug.
what the heck?
That's
I had
fine.
to. This is the third time he's missed it.
Hey, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. It's on the screen in the bottom left corner if you want to take a look, in case you didn't catch what we said. And you can also, in VRChat or Discord, search for us with the term Totally VR. So, nice and easy way to find us in places.
The plug.
And maybe one day, eventually, we'll be in the discovery queue for Discord. But that'll be a long ways away.
I think you need
10
about
years
5,000
later.
members for that. Or no, you
Uh,
need 3,000 members for that.
did they up it again? Because last I checked,
It's
it was
three. It's
1,000.
three. Because Arts and Avatars is 3,000, and we're on there.
Oh dang!
We'll start making
'Cause
accounts, Contra.
The way that the way that I found about it, originally it was 500 members when they first introduced it, and then they upped it to 1,000 recently, and I'd seen that and I was like, oh, okay, well 1,000 is a ways away. We're about 300 and something right now, but doable, and but we had everything else though. It was like the amount of activity in the server, the number of people who were constantly active, like all that stuff was perfectly fine. But the moment that we got to the number of people in the server total, that's when it was like, no. It's like, oh, Discord, come on. We're buddies. But
Real.
it's okay. It's not like we need it. Because we have a nice and easy to use link in the discord.gg/TVR, or you can just hit the plus button for a server, hit join, and type TVR. Nice and easy.
Yippee.
Wow, double plug.
Double plug. Yeah, so let's get started. So
What are we talking about?
Yeah, so recently, kind of, a world has gotten a lot of traction. It was very popular. We've mentioned it before in previous episodes, but it's called Fish with an exclamation mark, made by Godfall. And Flat had noticed something recently happened there, in that you can no longer fly in the world.
Yeah, it's stations. You can't also put stations down to like sit on. You can't do that either.
Oh, like chairs?
Yeah, I believe that's also what it is.
Okay. And
yeah, it's avatar collisions, which helps flying, and then avatar stations, which are chairs.
Okay.
So I never played Fish, so I'm a completely outside in viewing patron, and so I probably have a different perspective than you guys do on this because I know both of you have played that game pretty extensively. So I'm really curious to what the issue is here.
Well, let me tell you. So Fish is a very popular game. It's been popular about 3-4 weeks ago though. The developer of Fish, Godfall, made a post asking to stop people from flying. So in the game of Fish, there's I think boundary locked zones that you would use a boat for to go to, stuff like that. So not too long after Godfall made that post about wanting tools to stop people from flying, VRChat devs gave him access to admin level world things that you can put on, like tags that you can put on your world that disable, like I said, avatar collision, which is mainly in flying, and avatar stations, which for teleporting. So those things other world creators do not have access to. Only Godfall has access to it for his fish world.
Okay.
So the problem is they blocked flying, and I guess the word on the street is that the admins added tags to the group, or not the group, but the actual world.
Yes, they're tags that they can only use. So only the Godfall dev can actually use these tags that block avatar stations and avatar collisions. You cannot block avatar stations and avatar collisions on your own world. If you wanted to make a game world and you find that flying or teleporting is a big issue, you cannot do that.
Uh-huh. Okay, so there's a couple of things we need to break down here. So you have, okay, first and foremost, uh, is a world creator disabling your ability to, I guess, move in ways that weren't intended in their world a problem?
Some worlds,
Yeah.
yes. Like Prison Escape, people can fly around in there, they can teleport, they can just use speed hacks. Stuff
Yeah.
like that they can do because they have access to avatar collision. It kind of ruins the game a little bit. It's prevalent if you are in public worlds a lot.
So, from your
People just cheat.
perspective, it's not that they have the ability to remove your access that's the problem. You think more creators should have that access. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I think at least. I think everyone should have access to disable avatar collisions or disable avatar stations, especially if they're making a game world because I mean, you can develop ways to stop people from cheating, and people have done it. Terrors of Nowhere has developed ways to stop cheating, like flying and uh, stations themselves. I'm not really sure how, but they
Yeah.
have done it. So it is technically possible to do it without it, but you could also just have a nice little tag or something that VRChat gives you, and you can just put it on. You don't have to have a convoluted setup to stop that.
Okay,
Hmm.
so do I agree that not being able to fly to your friends across a large landscape being annoying? Yes, of course I agree with that. Do I agree with um, it being just a big inconvenience and maybe even kind of ruining the vibe of the world? As you know, someone who's casually playing on it being an issue, yeah, I would agree that it's not that great for the end user experience. However, I will say that and I've looked into Godfall a little bit. And there's a lot of things that have been said about him. He's also been accused of some things that I'm not going to bring up here. But I will say that as a world creator, it is explicitly your right to control what people do in your world. It is your creation. If you have a house and you invite guests into your house, you're not going to stand on top of the table and start dancing just because it's fun and it's a great vibe. So
So
if
true.
if if you're a world creator and you don't want people flying across your world and it's a game, I understand that the game is very relaxed. It's not super competitive. However, that could be debated on. I'm sure a lot of people were racing to get 100%. Am I right? And
Oh my
maybe
goodness,
not
yeah.
flying helps. Maybe or maybe not flying helps with that. That's up to the world creator because it's their creation. Um, as
Yeah.
far as the tags go for the world, to my knowledge, and I've looked into it a little bit, but I've seen some conflicting notes. As far as I'm aware, you can pretty much add whatever tag you want to a world. Like if you wanted to add a tag to your world that said Ooga Booga, Batman, Boogerman, you could. So I don't see
Good
any
luck having that find
validation
anything.
behind. Yeah, but I don't really see any validation behind just seeing a screenshot with tags. And even if they're like, even though those tags are there, I don't think that's necessarily like a developer like type of interaction directly. But it's hard to say because I don't think there's enough like developer response to it as well, unless you go back 2018 and you'll find Tupper in the VRChat feedback forums talking about how collider flying, which is what's Go Go Loco and other
Yeah.
flying things use, is considered an exploit in their eyes. and they openly have talked about disabling that because it's not something intended for VR chat to begin with. Um, so
Yeah.
I I don't know. I don't think that it's necessarily a problem that they're stopping flying in the world. Uh, it sucks because I'm sure a lot of people enjoyed flying in that world, but I don't see how it's a problem.
Yeah. And someone I've probably played out of the three of us the most fish. Um,
True.
I'm around level 350. Uh,
Freaking nerd.
I am a nerd when it comes to that, and I've experienced what it's like actually using the boats and stuff because I rarely ever flew. And I get a lot of the complaints that people in the community are having with it because yeah, it's a big world. There's a lot of islands. And it's not that you can't go across the islands without a boat. You can if you just move and not jump. The moment you jump, you start to sink and drown. Um, but the issue is the distance between those islands. It can take a long time to traverse across, which is why the boats exist and why they encourage you to earn money to get better boats to then go across the islands faster. Because that's kind of the whole mechanic of it. You get better fishing rods that let you fish faster and catch bigger fish, and better boats that let you traverse faster. It's just like any other
Mhm.
game that you'd play. And I get people who don't want to fish join on their friends, and then their friends are on a totally other island because the system is not very well designed in that regard. And they've talked
There's no like
about
teleports.
there's no teleports. No, the only quote unquote teleport you have is when you get to an island. Let's say you're on the first island, and then you traverse over to the desert island. There's a inn that you can go to on the desert island, and then you can set that as your spawn. So the next time you
I
load
say.
into the game, you can just go directly to that desert island. But you don't get a choice, you know? And I think what would fix it, because in the menu you can see what island people are on, I think what would fix it is allowing you to set spawns at each of the inns that you've reached, and then in the main area, letting you choose which inn to go to. And then if you wanted to fast travel, you can go back to the spawn and then choose another inn. I think that would be a vastly better system. Have it be like a little inn teleportation from inn to inn, fast travel.
Yeah, that'd be great. Um, Again, never played fish, so I don't know how burdensome that travel is. I'm
Yeah.
sure by based on everyone's reaction to fly being disabled, that it must really suck.
I mean,
And
depending
I'm
on the
sure
boat,
that
with the super high end boat that I have, which is expensive, it's over $1 million in the game. Um,
mm,
that can get each
Jeff
island.
Bezos
Yeah,
bought his new yacht,
I
bro.
bought my new. It is a yacht actually. Um, but I can get from one island to the other in maybe 15 seconds to 30 seconds. And with the beginner boats, you're looking at a 5, maybe 10-minute tops traversal, probably closer to 5. But it does take a
that
little
sounds
while.
kind of does sound kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I don't see how God, or what is his name,
Yeah, I
Godfall.
got all.
Yeah,
Godfall. I don't see how Godfall's next move is going to be implementing some new travel decisions you can make.
yeah,
And
and I know
honestly,
he's
like
talked
I
about it.
think disabling go local or just flying in general, that's going to encourage people to actually use his system for those
Or stop playing
better
it,
travel.
like some people
Yeah,
have.
and the whole goal behind creating a VR chat world isn't always just to okay. Let me back up. You have two reasons to create a VR chat world. Uh, you know, Creativity, design, sharing it with your friends, and then objective. You're building a game within a game.
Yeah,
So when you have created a game in VR chat, you want people to abide by the game rules. And if you have all your friends on this island very far away, they're going to want you to, build up yourself to be able to get to islands much quicker. And that would encourage people to stay on that world longer, which I don't know if anyone knows this, but there are actual analytics behind worlds. And depending on those analytics, uh, VR chat may showcase your world.
hmm,
And so the more people are playing on your world, the better it is for the developer of that world because now their name is held a little bit higher for all the hard work they put into it. And from what I
Yeah.
heard, Fish is a really great game. I haven't played it, not really big on fishing, but I've heard great
Yeah.
things about it.
If you've ever played Stardew Valley, the fishing mechanic of Stardew Valley is basically the fishing mechanic of this world, but just easier.
Hmm.
So,
But what is your ultimate opinion of this flight? Like, how do you feel about the flying and stuff?
Well, we did kind of get off topic actually. I'm not really talking about whether it's like cool that you can fly or not. The biggest issue I have with the whole thing is only Godfall can make it so you can use these dev tags to stop flying. No one else can use these dev tags to stop flying. I am 100% in agreement that if you want people to fly or not fly, then yeah, you should make it that way. But it would
yeah.
be a lot easier if every creator had access to, disabling this, not just Godfall because his world is doing great and he, happened to
No,
make a ticket at the right time.
I can absolutely agree on that front that more of these creation assets should be available to everybody. And this is something that I see a lot with, especially in VRChat, the way the developers handle things is, hey, we've got this new concept, this new feature, this new thing that we're doing. We're going to roll it out to everyone eventually, is how they word it. And some of those things still have yet to be rolled out to everyone eventually. Items. Items is something that they've been creating, and they've been releasing a lot of them for purchase. And they said, eventually, we want to make it so that anyone can make items. They haven't done that yet. And only a
Did they
select
say
few
that?
have
How long
access.
ago was that?
Oh, when they first introduced it.
How long ago was that? Like a year?
I don't know. I can't remember that. We definitely
Yeah.
talked about
So,
them on the podcast. So,
so I guess. Oh, go ahead, Con.
oh yeah, I was just gonna say, while they haven't verbally announced anything about this, and we don't know for sure, other than what people are claiming, that the VRChat devs are the ones that gave this capability to his world. The way I see it, if they did, it's likely one of those test runs where they're trying it on something before they push it to the rest of the game.
Hey,
And
that'd be
then
great.
that's what I would love to
Yeah,
see, and it might be something they come forward about later on, but we'll have to see. It's a time-based thing.
I've I feel like VRChat has a pattern of testing things with a very select group of people.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is not going to be an exception. Not to mention, Tupper did mention in 2018, of all years, that the flying would be patched. So we might be seeing that. It took them how many years to get a new menu to us after
Oh my
debuting it?
god.
So like let's be,
Yeah.
rational here. Like I don't think there's any type of favoritism going on. I think that there's a very careful process to implementing things like this because you have to consider like how many ways are there to actually fly. Because I could tell you right now, in a lot of different worlds, not just fish, developers have figured out a way to disable flying for different methods. And
Mm-hmm.
fish has a unique VR chat allegedly VRChat implemented anti cheat. But if you do a quick Google search and look for something called FAC, this is a system that actually implements exactly what Fish has on their world right now. It'll disable chairs, it'll disable flying, it'll disable all sorts of different things that people use to like exploit and cheat in game worlds, like
Personal
being able to
mirrors.
stick your head through a wall. Personal mirrors get disabled. Like there's a lot of different things that developers have already come up with that already solve this problem.
I mean, we've seen it with
So
worlds
if
blocking
you are
user portals all the time.
yeah, so if you're a world creator right now and you wanted to disable some of these features because you don't like them, you absolutely can. They're out there. Um, Now, just because VR chat's implementing something and it's not fully fleshed out, I don't see it that as a problem either, um, because it takes time to get things like up to snuff in regards to like features that are baked into the like core SDK of game development or world development.
And something to
So
think about as well. If you have an anti cheat method, right? Well, Like someone has developed an anti-cheat for you being able to see through walls in Minecraft.
What? How
For
dare they,
example.
bro? My X-ray is
Your
works
X-rays,
100% of
no!
the time.
So if someone develops it and they go, "Hey everyone, here's the files. You can do it now." Then you run into the problem of people digging into those files and going, "How can I break this?" So I'm all in on seeing this push out to the future. If it is something that VRChat made, seeing it eventually come out to the rest of the team and the rest of the creators and the rest of the community. For instance, being able to put your avatars into the store. That's something that they have still kept to a very select minimum people, but have talked about wanting to push towards larger groups of creators. And I would love to see stuff like that happen, but it's going to take time. They've asked us for time for things like that. Like they've asked us for time for what is the name of those things you can stick onto your avatar with the googly eyes?
The accessories.
Accessories, thank you. They've asked us for more time on those because they're like, it's gonna take a while. We're trying to figure this all out. It's still kind of buggy, and it's like, okay, yeah, I get that. My thing is with VRChat specifically and their development team. Yeah, there's probably individuals in there, just like any company or any group that you're looking at that have a more problematic attitude, but the people that they've especially recently been putting onto the team have really put a lot of effort into what they're doing, and I'm really starting to see it, which is why I still support them with VRChat Plus. Because even if
they've been doing good.
They've been doing a lot of good stuff after that EAC update, because it was like, hey, we're implementing this and then implementing that, and then here's this new feature and here's this new thing, and we're doing this, and here's accessories and here's that, and it's like, wow. Because
they're making
before
it
that it was like, hey, we're gonna make a new UI, and it's like, oh cool, and it's like 5 years go by, and then like, oh, here's the UI, and it's like, oh, and they never mentioned it any time between that 5 years. Whereas this time they're like, hey, we've been working on this feature, and here's the new stuff for this feature, and this feature is gonna come out later on, and they're actually communicating, which is what I love to see. So I'm sure with the uproar they'll talk.
I do want to say, like, one important thing. Most worlds use Patreon to, like, get money for the creator. Fish does not use Patreon. They strictly only use, like, the VRChat box. Yeah. So that is one kind of reason why people also really believe there's a lot more favoritism, and why these guys are getting the tools that no one else is getting access to easily. Because yes, you can, like, look up a anti-cheat to stop people from flying, but VRChat has the tools, so you can just click one button, put the tag on, now they can't fly.
Yeah.
Whereas,
but if there's problems,
hold on, I still have more to go. So they are way more incentivized to give the fish dev exactly what he wants whenever he makes a ticket, like asking for flying, like stopping flying, because he is using the VRChat bucks, and they are always getting a cut of that pie. So they just have so much more incentive to try and make him happy.
So, go ahead, Con.
No, I was trying to cut to you. I hit the wrong thing.
Hello. I'm here. Hello. So of course, I think if you are a business, and let's be honest, VRChat is a business, they have a lot of data servers to pay for. Naturally, they're going to try to support a server that's raking in a lot of money. I'm not sure what degree you can purchase things on that, but I assume it's a lot if they're getting some sort of pull.
I have purchased
well,
things
Contra
on
would
there.
know. Yeah, Contra.
Yeah,
I bought
what all
can you purchase?
Wait,
you purchased something?
Yeah, I purchased them. Yeah, I actually spent V-Bucks. What a crazy thing! I said I would
I
never do it, and then
take you.
But there would be a lot, right? Is what you're saying? Like there are a lot of options. I'm sure you can spend money on.
There's 3 things you can buy. That's it.
I thought there'd be a lot more than that. Nope. Honestly,
you can purchase the ability to spawn your boat anywhere rather than just at the boat docks on each of the islands. So if you're like in a boat with a friend and you go out, you're like, all right, I want to leave. You can spawn your boat in the middle of the ocean and leave. And then they give a feature where you can spawn the ability to sell your fish anywhere rather than having to go to one of the islands and go to the shop to sell them. And then they have a supporter thing that you can buy where you get a supporter line for your fishing rod and the effect when you hit it the water and stuff like that, and a
Mhm.
tag above your head.
So that further illustrates, like, I guess my point on this is, if they're selling convenience options, then of course, naturally, they're going to ban fly. They want you to buy
True.
their thing that lets you travel in the world faster.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that, I mean, that makes sense. And I guess what I got a little derailed. Um, I guess what I'm getting at is that if VRChat is giving more to this developer of this world, uh, essentially what we're seeing isn't just a, like, hey, you're doing really good, so you were going to get this option. Uh, but in all actuality, we don't know who VRChat has given this option to other than just this one thing. And if they are giving features to a world creator, then we need to understand that if they're not open to everybody, that probably means it's a work in progress and it's not perfect and it needs refinement. And what better way to test something like this if it isn't with a world that's pretty popular right now?
Yeah. No, absolutely. And if it's one of those things where it's like all they have to do is put a tag on and then it gets implemented, VRChat can actively join instances and see if people are breaking their tag and see how it's being broken and then implement better features onto that. So doing it on a
How
game
much
world like this would make
testing?
sense. I don't know.
How much testing do you think they would have to do to like?
Well, I mean,
All you have to do is just disable stations,
you have
disable avatar
to.
collision. I feel like those are just
Those are the
tabs you
two
just
most
click.
common, but then there's other means of flying as well. So they're
And there's
looking at all
also
I
different
don't
new
ways.
know.
methods that are popping up. Like
Yeah.
that, this is solely like a timed project. Like this is going to be something like, hey, we're going to block this thing. All right, we're going to see what they come up with to get around it, and then we're going to block that, and then we're going to see what else they come up with, and then we're going to block that. Like this is something that takes time.
It was the
This
same way
isn't
with
something that's.
Crashers. There were
Mhm.
so many variations of Crashers because VRChat was finding ways to prevent the ones that were working.
And they ended up not being able to do it, so they hired a third party company that we all know and love as Easy Anti-Cheat. And
Oh, I thought he was gonna say Persona.
Um,
no,
that had nothing to do with the crashing scene, but yeah.
Yeah, I know.
but Easy Anti-Cheat is like they specialize. Like these guys wake up in the morning and all they do is review tickets of potential new
They eat,
exploits and they
sleep,
try
and
to replicate
breathe anti-crash,
They're gonna
not
say
just
they wake up in the
anti-crash,
morning
but
and eat a bowl of nails.
anti-client.
any
Yeah,
type of injection methods you're using in the game to change the way the game works or communicates with the servers, they're just going to cut you off right then and there. And if it pops up that you're doing something malicious, they'll permanently ban you. So
yeah.
that's where they're
Well,
like, that stuff takes time.
yeah. So I think there's things to be said about it. There's definitely improvements that can be made. I think where we're at currently, personally, it it is a little towards one specific individual, but it could be a feature that gets implemented later for everybody else, and I will be willing to sit back and wait to see if that ends up being the case. Now, if we get a word from VRChat saying, "Oh, we implemented this and only specific people are going to get this feature," then we can have a riot. But
This
I
did
think
happen only a month ago, so there still is time
exactly there's
to.
plenty of time for them to be continue to work on this and continue to implement kind of features.
I'm always very surprised with how different communities respond to instances where they feel like they're being wronged or there's wrongdoing taking place. Because I feel like more often than not, it's in the wrong form. Like
Yeah,
if anyone had a reason to be upset with the fish world, they would be looking at the assets they're using. I did some research earlier, and I seen that a lot of people actually say that the creator Godfall has actually used other people's assets in this fishing game. They used other people's concept. Where Con, you mentioned yourself earlier that
Contra
they
mentioned.
blatantly stole Stardew's fishing system method. Like, if you want
yeah,
to be upset about this world, if anything, it should be about the fact that they're stealing assets from Roblox. Apparently, the fish are from Roblox. The fishing system is an original. You have different travel methods. Apparently, that's completely ripped from other games. Like these assets don't belong to Godfall, but yet they're making money. And let's be honest, if Fish was uploaded to Steam as its own independent game, that would be taken down in a heartbeat for copyright. Um, and meanwhile, you see people getting all riled up about AI and copyright, but you don't see them showing up to Godfell's doorstep with pitchforks and torches. So that's my 2 cents on the matter.
Let
Absolutely
me tell you
fair.
right now, bro, we're about to get 1,000 more Roblox games ported to VR
Oh
chat.
my god!
There's
Can we
already been
not?
Steal a plushie. There's a grass growing simulator, bro. They are
The moment
popping out those Roblox
the
games.
moment that someone transfers that fart monster escape game from Roblox into VRChat, I quit.
What in the good lord are you talking about, little
Dude,
brother? I do not know a game like that, and I play Roblox a lot.
yeah,
To be honest, I thought you'd be out when they added Skibbity Toilet to VRChat,
I
which they
just
did in
never
like 40 different instances.
I've just never
So
interacted with any of it or the back rooms. I haven't been to any of the back room worlds either.
You haven't been to the back rooms?
No,
Why are you lying, brother? You don't gotta lie. We all know you've been to the back rooms.
I have not been to the back rooms.
I was bored in the back rooms.
We're going to the back rooms.
It's molded
But
by
see,
it.
this is just the way that I look at it, and it's like, where was I going with that? I just lost all my train of thought all of a sudden. Oh, but I don't
Ran out
know.
of train.
With that game that you were talking about, or that I'd mentioned, you were like, "What? I never heard of that." I was with my wife. We were traveling to go have her join a creators uh fair where they sell their work, their art and stuff. Because she does a lot of crochet, and we met someone at a sewing class for her that does crochet stuff or does like clothing and uh, different modifications and plates and stuff, and was like, "Oh, I love your art. You should come with me to the selling thing." So we met up with her to go to the what you call it, the creators fair, and her son came with. He was very young. I'm talking like elementary school level age. And he was sitting in the car next to me. And I'm looking over as he's playing on his phone. Why do kids have phones at that age? We'll never know.
How old is he again?
He was like elementary school age.
Oh, dang.
And he's playing Roblox on his phone. He's like, "You need to see this. You need to see this. This is amazing." And he's showing me this game where he's running through hallways and there's a giant monster that plays fart sound effects, and he's got fart weapons that he picks up. And it's just like, what am I looking at?
That shiz is so real, brother. I could see it happening in there, but I have not seen that game.
And then I look away because I'm like, okay, this is not my interest. And then I look back because I'm hearing weird sounds, and I look over and he's watching YouTube shorts or TikToks or whatever of AI generated monsters, where they take two AI generated monsters and mash them together into one AI generated monster. And it's like, oh no, our future
Oh,
is
man.
ruined. This is what our kids are doing.
Yo ass gonna be like, we live in a society.
We live in a society.
Well, I think of a unique, interesting concept when you can just have
Garbage in,
a
garbage
unique,
out.
interesting concept generated from other people's unique, interesting generated concept.
Yeah, yeah. And then shove it in front of the kids. Make money.
Yeah, I don't think Roblox is its own special type of like cesspool of the internet. I really hope we don't see Roblox seep too far into VRChat. Like, there's
Yeah.
already
All I'm
some
saying is there's good
similarities in some
games there,
areas.
though. Come on, there's good games there, though. If you know, you know. There's really
I
good
would
games.
say if you consider a phone game to be interesting, then I would agree with you. I don't think Roblox is very interesting.
Oh yeah, how many Roblox games you been playing, homeboy? I've been playing
I
since 2012, Home Slice. Still got my account back then too.
I don't know. I also feel like
It's him, officer.
the way that Epic. Is it Epic? No. Who runs
It's
Roblox? Just Roblox,
oh
right?
god, I don't know. Yeah, I think it might just be Roblox.
Like
I
there
think
there
they
was something else before, I feel like, but I really don't think they're like it's kind of like people use Roblox to launder money.
Yeah. I mean,
Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know this.
how do you know
how do you
this?
know?
Because someone stole $200 from my PayPal and laundered it through Roblox. And
Ah,
guess what?
can't trace it.
Because it was Roblox, I wasn't allotted a refund.
Thing. You
Yeah.
got finessed, bro. They
I don't know
finessed
why the
you.
hell Roblox didn't backcharge. I don't know why PayPal didn't backcharge Roblox, but I did not get my $200 back. And I was like, if you guys don't want to backcharge Roblox for money that was laundered through their system, which you don't need an email to send them money and send it to another account, by the way, then I'm not going to do business with you anymore. And so to this day, Roblox has been asking me for $200, and I'm like, kick rocks.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Moving on from that topic though, because we could talk about Roblox for a while, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can
I'd
do
rather
I
not.
can do this all day.
And I would
pal.
also rather not, because it's not my cup of tea. Like I said, there are things in there that's good. I know that they have made some pretty good stuff. Like I know there's Sonic games that were made in Roblox that are better than some of the real made Sonic games. It a lot of it is child aimed. I'm not also not talking about League of Legends, Ika. I'm sorry.
Dang, League of Legends mentioned. Let's talk about League of Legends,
Oh
bro.
no,
Anyone else an
we're
Echo
going
Man
way
out
off
there,
topic
bro?
now. Yeah, going into some more VR based stuff. One of the things that VRChat has been working on alongside their accessories and stuff was imposters. I thought when they made the imposter thing, they were done. But no, they've
Yeah.
been slowly doing small improvements on them. I've actually got. Let me pull this up.
They better be making
Uh,
improvements, bro, because they literally told me straight to my face they're not going to use my fallback avatar that I built.
Yeah. Let me switch this to my window. There we go. Zoom in on this. So this is the improvement that they've made visually with these imposters. As you can see on the left, this was the old version of the imposters. And then on the right, this is the new one. Now, Flat made a
So
comment when we were doing this that he can't see a difference.
Yeah, I still can't.
What you, Zyku? You see?
I feel like the wrist
Not the
might be
magnifying
a little
glass.
bit better. The rig seems to be a little bit more prevalent.
Yeah.
Like I could see the rig's not scrunched up as bad, and the flat. I think you probably have to be like a pretty in-depth avatar creator to really notice it. But if you pay attention to the joints, that's where
Hmm.
it's like really showing you.
Yeah, so
The joints seem to be more intact.
if you look here, where
Oh
this
yeah, they
is,
actually. It looks like there isn't as much. A little bit more
the aliasing on
sharpness
the
there.
edges is a lot smoother. Because look how chunky
Yeah,
this part right
looks
here is.
sharper.
And or the waist on the right. I don't know if you can see the mouse. So the waist on the right of the left model, and then if we look at the waist on the right of the right model, you see the difference between the smoothness.
It just looks like it's sharper.
Yeah, which for Quest users to be able to see that much clarity is great, off of something that they just generate based randomly entirely on your model.
Let's be honest, Quest users can take any bone they can get.
The fact that we as creators don't have to customize our models to work on Quest and they can still see what we look like is impressive. I will say, however, and this is my personal gripe with VRChat, I'm gonna throw fists real quick.
Okay, brother, with who?
I recently updated my model to be the bearded one. You two know what it looks like. I don't have a picture of it that I can just throw up real fast.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, you do.
I know what it looks like.
I do.
Yeah, I posted it in VRC pics
Oh yeah.
on discord.gg/TVR, where you can share all
Oh,
of your
Oh,
Discord or your VR chat photos in our Discord. Make sure you get into the server and join on the fun. Continued con.
that's
oh, thank you.
crazy.
So here we go. Here's my new model. I've been working on him for the past couple days, and this is the base. It's still got a lot more work to be done with it. But I uploaded this, and I was like, all right, he's good to go for a base run. Let me generate an imposter. And I click the button, and then 1 second later it says we cannot generate an imposter of this model. What the fuck?
They did. They said
Excuse
that
me,
they
VRChat?
can't.
Yeah, I literally cannot. I don't know if it's bad to show the VRChat website for my
Nah, that should be
personal
alright.
stuff. But if I go to my avatar, that's the wrong one. If I go to the old con,
That's the wrong one.
so this is the avatar, right? No imposters down here. I go to generate.
Watch it generate.
Watch it generate, yeah. I mean, if it works,
Yeah,
perfect.
it would be
They fixed my
really
issue. I don't know how to
funny.
complain anymore. But literally, I generated, and it told me no. Well, maybe it will now.
I feel like I had that error before, but I just hit the button again and it
Dude,
worked.
I pressed it like 8 different times. I re-uploaded the model. I tried everything I could. It would not
Maybe
generate.
it just hates you.
I do have very unlucky instances with stuff like that. Yeah, so we'll see. Moving on from that. Beautiful new model. I'm going to look
I guess
spiffy.
you should take it as a compliment. Your model is too good to be
Too good to be made into
imposterized.
imposters. Yeah, so that was that. Just a little struggle I ran into, and moved on. Yeah, so that was neat. Imposters being improved, always good. I was gonna actually test it with this new model and see how it looked, but was told no. So hopefully, I'll get to see what it is after this. And by streaming it, VRChat will go, oh shit, we gotta actually work, and my imposter will come out. Another thing that I wanted to discuss is the loading screen, because VRChat has implemented a new feature for VRChat Plus, where you can now look at a new loading screen, which is actually an old loading screen.
You know what's funny is I selected a new loading screen.
Yeah.
I got a good glimpse at it, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then I realized something. I load worlds so quickly
You
that
can't see
I
it anymore?
probably only viewed that loading screen for a total of 10 seconds, like collectively.
Yeah.
Same.
So I love it, but I think I know why they removed it a long time ago. It's like you don't really get a chance to look at it and appreciate it unless you have
Slow
your
internet.
system set up to select go once it's done loading. But that's lame.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
There's also the fact that some people have slower internets than you and I.
True.
Some people aren't running 2 gigs per second, where they can go to a 1 gig world and have it done in just a couple seconds.
Ooh, name them. What the heck, bro?
Our community member Mao, for example, she takes a little while.
True.
Vera, she also takes a little while. Nothing against them. It's just their internet's not good because they live in areas where there's not good internet. And it's just
They also play
struggle.
on potatoes.
They also play on potatoes, but
I feel for them on that front.
Yeah, and I've been there. When I first started
prices.
VRChat, I was running off a laptop.
Mm-hmm.
That thing was doo-doo compared to what I have now. And I also run into the same issue where sometimes I go into a world, which I'm not complaining about. It's a great issue to have. I'm like, ooh, new loading screen. And then I'll jump into a world, I'll see it for 2 seconds, and then it cuts to now entering. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you spend more time, at least I do. I spend way more time on the, actual connecting screen. Yeah. The initializing screen, and I think that's just because of like network syncing across other, VRChat players.
Yeah.
It takes time.
I wish
I
that
spent
was
way more
faster,
time
though.
there.
It's a problem when the initializing takes longer than the loading.
Yeah. I remember they just like randomly added that at one point, and they never really explained
Why?
what it does for us. But I think it does something for us.
I've run into the same thing with like loading avatars, because back in the day you would just load them, you download them and boom, you see them. But now they've got like this whole server processing thing that happens that takes longer than the loading
so
of the
annoying.
avatar.
What is it doing that for?
I have no idea.
What do you mean you guys don't like looking up at people and I'm waiting for your avatar to load, waiting for your
People
avatar
will
to
just
load.
sit there and say, "Look at this really cool avatar I saw," and
Waiting,
they'll
still
change
waiting.
into it, and they'll just be like, "Look at these
Still
things I'm
waiting.
toggling," and I'm just sitting there staring up at the thing, and they're just
Still
putting
waiting.
toggles on their avatar, and I'm like, I can't see it yet. It's processing.
Still waiting.
Like, hold on.
No, I can see it.
Like,
It's
hold on,
great.
the server's processing. Let me wait for this. And the moment the server processes, my bar just zoop straight to the 100% and is done. I'm like, the processing is taking longer than the loading of the avatar for me now.
Yeah. But
yeah, Eddie's running the same
what I
issue.
would like to see is like you've mentioned in previous podcasts, something like Neos VR's loading screen, where you get
Yeah,
just a cool transition rather than just some weird
in between.
yeah. Or my personal favorite uh, idea that I had, probably why it's my favorite idea. So if you are loading a world and you don't want to be in the world you're currently in,
Yeah,
uh, you begin loading the world you want to go to, and then you have like an option to go to your transition world that's just already loaded for you to connect to, and
yeah,
just so it like you go there and you're like boom, you're there. But you can it could be like a group house, you know what I'm saying? Like a world that's dedicated to loading into, but you can see your friends there that are also in that group waiting to load into their worlds. And you might be able to like, hey, how's it going? Hey, and passing each other by. I think it'd be pretty neat. Or if you're just traveling all together, you can be in that world while you're all load the next world.
yeah. No, I get that. I think that would be cool. I don't know how easy that would be to implement versus other things.
Probably not easy.
Probably not. Like I said, I would prefer it if instead of it being a portal like they have right now, where you jump into a portal and then you're stuck in limbo until you get to the next spot. To keep the social experience going, have it be some like I don't know, you could do like the Super Smash Brothers invitation envelope. And you click on the
And
envelope and then it gives you an invitation, you press a button and then it starts loading the world in the background. And you can keep talking with people. And then the invitation will pop back up in front of you. And you can click it to then teleport and then you'll instantly go to the next area.
Limbo from the hit game Limbo from 2011.
Oh, that was a good game though. To be fair.
Yeah, bro. Me watching the child get speared by a freaking spider brought me
Yeah.
nightmares.
Imagine instead of having a little icon on your menu that's an envelope, you just see a physical envelope pop up in front of you that you can open.
Come on, bro. Now you're thinking way too hard. You think they're gonna be implementing shiz like that?
I
I
think they're
don't
gonna
think so,
make
home
things more
slice.
integrated and make you feel like you're actually involved in the world instead of having to disconnect from the
I
physical
don't
things
think
around you.
so. We need to give you some more
I
menus.
Hey, we got a courier pigeon coming down.
I mean, how cool would it be the VRChat camera phone thing that you use? Like, how cool would it be if you had the option to just turn your menu into that phone, and you can just like interact with that
Oh,
phone?
yeah, that'd be interesting. Like a little tablet that's instead of a menu.
Yeah, but this is like the actual VRChat phone,
Yeah.
complete with a messaging system, maybe a VRChat Discord partnership.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're all gonna learn how to program.
Nah, brother, you lost me.
Duh.
You lost me.
And then we're gonna make this our reality. We're gonna call it Chat of the VR.
Bro.
No.
Oh, there's a
Chatter
lawsuit
VR.
coming your way.
Ugh. We could just call it Hoppers. VR Hoppers.
Hoppers :3.
I think we'll leave the :3 off.
I think we'll leave the hoppers off.
Damn. But yeah, no. I think that could lead to some fun ideas. But I would love to see more things because right now it's like you can use the OG or you can use the new G. Like, cool. Anything else? Or can I make my own? What I would love to see is an option in the loading screens where you can turn off the bubbles that pop up that give you information on how to play. I know how to fucking play now. I've been playing for a while.
You sure, brother? You need to know
Change it.
exactly what friends can see and what non-friends can see.
give us the option to change that to then show pictures that we've taken from our VRChat folder.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So it just kind of like reflects on old photos that you've taken, so you can reminisce while you're waiting.
Yeah, that'd make me actually take more photos if I could just see them
Right?
there.
Right? And incorporate a way that makes people want to take more memories. Because then we can have them posted in our Discord at discord.gg/TVR.
Woohoo!
Ooh, yeah, baby.
Fourth plug.
But
Yeah.
if you have a hard time finding great scenarios to take photos in, you can also join our VRChat group at tvr.2006, where we create all
Ooh,
sorts
yeah,
of
baby.
Woohoo,
photographical
the other
memories.
plug.
So, I mean, really, joining TVR is just an awesome thing that you can do and
Come on, guys, save it
help
for the
strengthen
end,
the
man.
TVR
It's
community.
still the fourth
Save
plug.
the
It's
plug
the
for
same
that.
plug. Yeah, we'll stop on the plug-in because it is fun, but do join us though. We do have a lot of fun.
You want to know where else you could find plug? I'm just kidding.
And then the other thing that they've implemented, which I think is interesting, but I don't see myself personally using, is the ability to link your VRChat account to your Discord account. Now, why would you do this? Well, so that you can see when you're on Discord what world people are in VRChat, and if you're friends on Discord, you can find them to easily add them in VRChat, and vice versa.
Yes, link your accounts.
Yes.
Link them.
That's not too
Link
bad of an idea,
them.
actually. I might just do that.
Trade us our data so we can both see what you're doing at all times.
I mean, I'm okay letting people see my Discord profile. I don't have any
Yeah. I mean, it's not,
suspicious
like I said,
things.
that's not that bad. Like, linking your account to a game, I don't care about that too much as long as you can choose what gets sent data-wise. And Discord's decent about
Personal
that.
identifying information, my address, my IP,
yeah.
everything.
The reason I didn't do it is because I was actually going to, and then I saw all the things that VRChat was asking for permission from Discord for, which I
Like
don't
what?
remember off the top
Tell
of
the
my
people.
head. You guys talk about this, and then I'll try and link it again and see how it goes.
Dang, what am I gonna talk about?
Oh, damn, we're on the spot.
All I'm saying is I'd be like, yeah, I'd be okay linking my account to VR if like people could just friend me on Discord. I'd probably just ignore the friend request like I do everyone else, but that'd be cool.
I would if it actually mattered. Like I don't see how it does. Like if people's like I don't know. I got a problem where people see me playing a game that they're playing and they don't even hit me up. So like why does it matter?
Dang, I
But
just
that's
want
my
to
stance,
flex.
and maybe the same for a lot of other people. I already link my YouTube channel to my account, my Steam to my account. Uh, I don't know. I don't see
Might get a weird
any
sound
real
from the
benefit
recording.
from it because it doesn't really do anything. Like if having my Steam linked to my Discord account actually, queued people up to like, hey, I see you have Steam. Let me send you a Steam friend request. Like that never happens. We don't. I don't like friend people on Steam unless we're about to actively play a Steam game together. And so probably the same deal with Discord. Like I've invited people to TVR and my own personal Discord server, just so I have them, on record or around, so I can message them on Discord if I need to. And very often I probably don't get them friended until I need to send them like an actual DM and they have their Discord account locked to friends only.
All right. Thank you for chatting that up. I found it. So, when you connect your Discord account to VRChat, you unlock
Mhm.
the ability to add your Discord friends in the game, which you can have up
Oh
to
boy.
1,000 friends. You get to share your game activity with Discord, and you receive personalized content and promotions if your Discord allows it.
Nope.
I don't want the promotions. What the freak? Do not sell me stuff.
Yeah. And then
I don't want any.
this will allow VRChat to access your profile, access your username, avatar, and banner, access your email address, manage.
Oh, hold up, brother. We don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to give out my email. I get enough junk mail.
Manage your Discord friends list and blocked users, so they get to control it.
Huh? What do you need
access your
that
friends
for?
list and their online status, so they can see all your friends and what they're doing. Update your activity status on Discord, so they can change your activity status. They can send and
That's
receive game
normal.
invites, which that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then update your profile on Discord with your application activity. So
that
basically,
makes sense too.
they get access to update your stuff saying what you're doing, send invites to games through Discord, see your friends and what they're doing, and manage your friends list.
Why would they
Yeah,
need to
sounds
manage your
cool.
friend? Why would they need to manage your friends list?
That was the one thing that I looked at and I was like, I don't know about that. That's the only thing that's
Yeah.
like keeping me from wanting to try it. Yeah, buddy, I agree with you. It is definitely
Controser,
interesting.
we at VRChat have determined that you and Zycu are no longer friends. If you have
Yeah.
an issue with this decision, please contact our
Please,
support.
and you just click the support. It's just a PNG of a trash can.
We have VRChat have decided that you and Tupper are now the best of friends, and you will
Dang,
send each other
bro.
messages on our behalf.
Yes, quite. Sips tea.
We have found that you are friends with a problematic person. We have suspended your accounts, sent a
Yes,
SWAT team to your home.
we realized that Viction, who was a crasher at one point in our game, was actually an old friend on your Discord, even though you never interacted with them, so we have banned your account.
So true, brother. Yo ass laughing, but this could be real.
Yeah, I don't see it happening, but you never know. But yeah, so I thought
They
that was
probably spy
interesting.
on who your friends are.
It's a cool feature, and I think there's good merit to doing it, especially if you're new to the community, but you're not new to Discord. It could definitely help you be like, oh, I'm friends with this person on Discord, and they play VRChat. I'm gonna add them. But I don't personally see myself using the feature just because I don't care to have more access given to other people to things that I own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not for everybody.
Now,
But
and
I could see the use of it. Like, getting invites and stuff would be pretty cool through Discord, but
yeah,
I just can't be bothered.
I know we've been plugging our community a lot. So why don't we talk about some stuff happening in our community? To
Yippee!
start off, we have a new Toadily Cinema that we're going to be doing. It is going to be on what day? It is going to be on the 2nd of May. So coming up pretty soonish. And this cinema, we are going to be watching the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Wahoo! That was a very terrible Mario.
Yay! I love Super Mario Galaxy. I cannot wait to watch this. I did not watch it before, so
Yeah.
I haven't seen it either, and I feel like the other Mario movie was the one with the Bowser singing the Peaches song, right?
Yes, it
yeah, it
was.
was. That
Yeah,
was so good too. I love that one.
yeah. I saw that one. I loved it. So definitely gotta make sure to catch this one with you guys.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
you said it's May 2nd. What
May
time
2nd.
or what day? Is that a Saturday?
Let me double check.
May
May
2nd. It
2nd is
is
on
a
Saturday.
Saturday.
What time?
6 p.m. PST or 9 p.m. EST.
Dang.
You can
Hmm,
make it.
I can't make it.
You can make it.
Cancel everything.
You can make it.
I'll see what I can swing.
Hell yeah. Bring them over. Be like, hey, just for this one time, let's all go watch this movie.
We'll see. For those of you who don't know, I play a World of Darkness campaign every Saturday. It starts at 7 p.m. So that's why you guys don't catch me on Saturdays. I've been doing that since October ish.
That's a long time.
Our next Saturday is our 16th session.
Hell yeah. And that's when you go, hey, for the 17th session, let's watch the Mario movie.
I don't know. There's some really cool stuff going on in that campaign, so it'd be kind of hard to pry people away.
I get it.
But we'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I did go see it ahead of time in theaters with my wife because I didn't want spoilers. I wanted to rush over there and see what it was like. I can say, story-wise, no spoilers. Very fast. But it's a good time, and if you love seeing like little references to things, you're gonna have a great time like you did with the first one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
Sounds epic.
we're gonna be doing that
Totally
May 2nd.
awesome.
So totally, yeah. So come join us on May 2nd for sure. I'd love to have you all here as we do that. And then the other big thing that I will let Flat take the majority of the conversation on, because he's the head runner of this, is the
Put him on face cam.
Toad Bash.
Oh,
Let's hit
what
him on
the-
the face cam.
Yeah,
Woo,
yeah. Give me like 1 second, real fast. I just have to pull something up. I was.
Oh
Hold on,
shit!
where is
Oh
it?
no! Oh no!
Here it is. Here it is. Okay. Yes. So next month is going to be the anniversary of Toadily's birthday. We were
Ooh,
made, I
yeah.
believe, on the 11th of May, and that's going to be next month. Yay! Anyways, we've got several things planned for this upcoming May. We have let me see if I can't find the little events that I have. Where did I put them? Here they are. Yes. So, oh no, no, this isn't it. Hold on.
Oh no!
Where the heck did we put this shiz?
I think it's in our group chat.
I don't
right
know.
now.
We're still
I know,
kind
that's
of
what I'm
missing a
look-
meeting on this stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yes, it was in our
I
group
could've
chat.
sworn we- Oh no, it's just a little bit higher.
And just a
Oh,
quick
here it is.
disclaimer,
Okay.
guys. Just a quick disclaimer. Everything that Flat's about to say is subject to change. There's a lot of things that we have to iron out.
Yes.
Yes. So at the start of next month, we are going to be doing a lot of changes to our usual Toad Bash. That's what this whole event's going to be. It's going to be a collection of several events, usually happening around Saturday. So we are going to have 5 kind of main things. On the 8th, we are going to have our Toad Bash. That is just going to be a nice little party for everyone to kind of hang around, socialize, talk, have fun, stuff like that. The very next day, though, which is going to be a Saturday on the 9th, we are going to have a Totally Toad Bash tournament. Now, I do have the games already
All of these are names pending.
announced. Yeah. The games we have are announced already. We are going to be playing Magic Arena, Putt Putt Quest, Color Drop, and then just Suika Game. So that's going to be the tournament we're going to be having on the 9th. And then on the following weekend, the 16th, we are going to have a new kind of drinking event. We're going to not do drinking night this month. It's going to instead be called Totally Bashed for this month, which name pending, but it's probably going to be the one. We're going to basically jump into a nice little world. Everyone's just going to go and do whatever you want, hang out with friends, drink. Nothing that's so like rigid as our usual drinking nights. So a lot more fun to be had there. Then the next weekend on the 23rd, that is going to be a Totally VR Jeopardy.
Ooh,
we are going to. We did this last year too, I believe.
Oh my god!
Where
everyone had so much fun.
Everyone had a lot of fun playing that, but we'll have kind of a Jeopardy-based game where we have a bunch of questions where people can answer, and we'll see who gets the most points. Then on the final weekend of May for our Toad Bash, we are going to have our Toady Awards. Now, there's still a lot we are planning for our Toady Awards right now, but look forward to nominations that are going to open on May 1st. We're going to allow people from the community to nominate their fellow peers on a couple of categories that we are still kind of working through, but once we get it all set up, we will announce it. So that's what we all got going on for our Toad Bash next month.
And do not forget, if you join us for the tournament and you win the tournament, you'll get a special role in the server of Bash Champion.
Right.
And a brand new car.
No,
no, we're not giving you. We do not have the funds for that.
All
Yeah.
100% financed by Flat and Con.
No!
All
What
expenses
the-
paid.
What the frick,
They got
brother?
you.
No way.
Yeah, I'll get you a new virtual car that I will spend $0 on.
You
and
wouldn't
it'll look-
steal a car.
I will spend $0. I will get you a virtual car and I'll send you the asset so you can mess with it.
Yes, but please
No, not
do
really, though.
join us. We are going to have a busy month next month. A lot of fun stuff planned for the anniversary
Ooh,
of Totally
give me
VR.
ideas, Eddie. You were saying that the car we can give is that little frog inside the car.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
That
I'll
will
give
be
you
the
that. I'll give you
car.
that avatar. Woo! But you'll get a new role in the
Yippee.
server to show off that you are the winner, and it'll be there for you for the entire year. You will get to have
Until
that
the next
role,
bash.
so until the next bash. And then you got to fight for your rank again.
Yuppers.
To the death
Oh,
Yuppers.
with
it's gonna be
giant
so much fun.
earplugs or giant what do they call it? Cotton swabs.
Yeah. And below you will be the pits of hell.
Q-tips.
Yeah.
Thanks, Eddie.
Hey, there we go. That's the brand name. I think Cotton Swab is the general name for it.
Mm-hmm.
To get on to the TVR Jeopardy, because that's kind of where I take over for the thing, because I built it last time. With the TVR Jeopardy, we're gonna have a little bit of fun. I'm not gonna say what kind of categories we're gonna have yet, because it's still in progress. But one of the categories we did last year that was great was I took screenshots or pictures in worlds that we visited a lot of very obscure areas in those worlds, and then everyone had to try and guess what world it was. And then we had another one where it had silhouettes of people's avatars, and you had to guess which avatar it was. So definitely enjoy hanging around our community and taking a bit deeper look into everything, because then you get to really understand how the Jeopardy is going to work, because it's going to be focused on our community and what we do.
Yep.
Lots of fun. Lots of fun. I can't tell you how many
And if you
beep, 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 beep of buzzers I had last time.
yeah,
But
and before the month of May, so you got like a week and some change left. Um, if you got ideas, let us know. If you have any cool ideas for the Toad Bash or something unique that you think should be implemented, just have a conversation with one of us, and we will see if there's a way to work it in. If not, we'll let you know as well. But chances are, if you have a good idea, we'll probably find a way to finagle it into everything. We're always open. We're always throwing darts at the board and seeing what sticks. So by all means.
the best way that I've run this community is I take Flat and Zycu and I go, give me ideas. And then they throw shit at
Among
me,
Us.
and then I go, but what if we did this instead? Because I'm not great at
Oh,
ideas, but when people give me ideas, I can make it work.
and just to give you guys a little taste, a lot of the ideas that are coming out, it's kind of a bit of a delayed release of ideas. Like this stuff was discussed over a year ago at this point.
Yeah.
However, um, now that we're talking about these things again and we're getting around to refining what Toad Bash is supposed to be, um, I want to like really put emphasis on the fact that Toad Bash is about celebrating what Totally VR is to everybody that is involved and how much we all mean to one another. It's a time to really just connect on a different level than most communities would even care to do. It's important that a community like this has events in this fashion because whenever you have a community that revolves around being friendly to one another and being able to extend almost like a family to one another, or at least the treatment of family to one another, it's important to have unique events that outline this special contribution that is every single member. And so uh, that's what this new event to Toad Bash is really going to be emphasizing, as well as the Toady Awards. Um, we even had like a little joke, like so. Just for context, I don't know. Did you mention the certain categories? I think you just said that we're working on the
Yeah,
categories,
we're
but
Yeah,
we're
we don't have any
working
in yet.
on categories.
So they're not fleshed out yet. So what I'm saying is almost certainly like 100% going to change. But we're thinking about these categories being something uh, like most kind person, most creative, most artistic, and then having a session where we actually sit down and vote. Um, these things, once they're all fleshed out, I'll probably sit down with Flat and Con at some point. Hopefully this week. I think we talked about Wednesday. We're gonna talk.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so once we have all these things ironed out and a course of action for them and a clear path to be able to properly execute this, I'll see, maybe we can do like a quick explanation video on how the voting will work. And my mental like picture I have in my head is that this year we'll just have people pose as if they're holding a trophy, and then maybe we can have one of our wonderful artists in the community draw up a Toady Grammy uh, that they can be posed with in the photo. And then in the future, when we have a VR chat world, because shocker, VR chat world, our TVR VR chat world is supposed to have already arrived and already been with us, but due to time constraints and limitations,
Unforeseen
and
circumstances.
It's my
some
fault.
limitations of our own. It's Khan's fault. But going further on that,
True.
I'm just kidding. Um, but going further on that, we would like the Toad Bash celebration to also air a new change to our VR chat world. So there's a lot of like ambitious ideas of like revolving around what Toad Bash is, and we want to be able to uh, give the community a way to show that they made an impact here, that they are a part of something that's bigger than just any other group that they might be a part of. That we are, in fact, not just any VR chat group. That we are a family, and whether or not you feel like we're a family, it's aside the point. Like if you are in Totally VR, we want you to feel like the people that are here with you support you and are with you in just about every endeavor that you find yourself in. And
Mhm.
I can't imagine anybody in the server that you talk to wouldn't give you some, helpful advice on a situation you might be dealing with. Just know that in TVR, you are not alone, and that's what we're about.
Yeah. It's all about the inclusion, and the other big focus of the community or the event is or the group is to basically say, hey, we know that VR chat has become very stale as of late. There's a lot of people who join VR chat, go to the exact same world every single time, and sit in front of a mirror and talk.
Oh, I
And
thought he was about to call me out for a second.
oh, how dare you, you
Like
mirror
flat.
dweller?
Going to the same exact world, and
Same
I'm like,
exact world over and over again.
And
And
then he said Mirror, and I go, "Ooh,
no,
thank
no, it's
goodness."
specifically the fact that you see people and people socialize in the game, but that's literally all they do. They sit in front of a mirror, they look at themselves, and they talk to people who sit in front of a mirror and look at themselves. And we want to branch out from that. We wanted to explore. We wanted to see new worlds. We wanted to play games. We wanted to get interactive. We wanted to have fun with each other. That kind of stuff. And that's why Totally came to be. And that's what we're celebrating. Is the fact that not only have we got there, but we're continuing to improve that more and more as time goes on, bringing back what made VRChat VRChat. Because back in the day, you'd pop into random worlds all over the place, see people in crazy, funny avatars all over the place, just having a good time. And VRChat still is that. And we want to bring that back to the forefront.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby.
Yeah,
Oh,
woohoo!
yeah. Yeah, we're very excited, and we're looking forward to what we can make happen with that community. So yeah, that's all of our community
Yep.
news. So let's move on to our final segment of the day that we
Hopping
do.
along.
Yeah, we're hopping on over to the final segment where we talk about a game that speaks to us as we play, whether it's something we've done recently or something that's been with us for a very long time. I'm gonna switch over to our beautiful TV view.
Let me guess. Your game is like Hello Kitty, the saga of
Yeah, I love
something.
that one. I love that
Oh
game.
man, not me personally, but I'll start with you, Zyku. We'll let you talk about your game.
All right, so I'm talking today about a little game known as Tarkov. I think I might have talked about this in the past. However, since then, Tarkov has fully released with its 1.0 actual full release version, which is a fully fleshed campaign story mode. For those of you who don't know, Tarkov is a realistic shooter FPS type game. If you get shot in the leg, you got to quickly tourniquet that leg, or else you'll bleed out. If you uh, I don't know if you let me start with the premise. So when you're playing Tarkov, escape from Tarkov, your ultimate goal is to escape from Tarkov. It's in the
No
name.
way.
Whoa.
Crazy, right? So while you're trying to escape from Tarkov, you have to worry about different types of enemies. You have scavs, which are like the scavengers of this world, essentially. And for full disclosure, this takes place in a fictional setting in Russia. Tarkov is not a real place, but in this fictional city known as Tarkov, the city has gone to hell in a box. All right. And you want to get out of it. Now, trying to get out of it's not easy. You got to coordinate with some really shady characters and some powerful people that have access to different armaments, different weapons. They know the paths, the routes, the exfils, how to get away from certain things, what you need to do. But they're not going to let you do it for free. You're going to have to coordinate with these people and really figure out your way out of here. And that's what the full release is really about. Is they packaged that whole storyline into the game, whereas before you would just hop into a map and your goal is just to get out of the map. Now you're actually working to get out of Tarkov. And
Hell yeah.
so in Escape from Tarkov, I think you'll have a lot of fun with friends. It's multiplayer, up to 5 people per team. You can go in together. PvE is what I recommend. PvP is littered with cheaters, and so don't go into PvP unless you are a masochist and you enjoy pain. However, Tarkov is a masochist game, so if you're playing PvE, you're likely going to die a lot. So
Damn, you're
there's
masochist either
tons of
way.
content, tons of bosses that you can fight, tons of customization options, full rig customizations. You can customize the individual components on your rifle, what kind of plates you have in your armor. It is probably hands down one of the most crazy FPS games that you can get your hands on. And so, like this video says, it's time to escape. You want to play Tarkov, check it out. You can go to their website and download it. The prices vary with what package you want to get. Each package comes with different perks. And that's all I have to say.
All right.
All right, awesome. I didn't know they had just a PvE variant. I've literally stayed away from it because all I hear is the PvP.
I highly recommend playing PvE on Tarkov. And you can play with your friends now on PvE, and it has a whole segmented section just for PvE players with a fully functioning flea market, so you could trade with other players that are also playing PvE. Super awesome.
Wait, I have a question then. I have a genuine, actual question. Like, how is like the getting into it with a friend? Like, what happens if your like friend dies? Does it mean he has to wait for like 4 hours?
Each raid was roughly 45 minutes. However, there is nothing stopping you for booking it to an extract. So maximum waiting, if unless you're trash at the game, which if you're new, you're probably going to be
I
trash, which is
am.
fair. Um, it might take you anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes to get to the nearest extract. However,
Um,
if your friend dies, you're able to pick up his gear, take it out of raid with you, and
and
bring it
steal
to him
it.
in the next raid.
Oh,
You could steal it, or you can give it back to him so he has it in the next
It's
raid.
mine. What?
what?
Otherwise, he'd have to wait for the insurance return to go through and him get the gear back within 24 hours.
Oh, I
Because
see.
one of the people that you would have to coordinate with to get your gear is going to send their people out to get their
Pick it up.
stuff.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
it's a super in-depth game, super interesting story. Lots to do, lots of questing. If you like inventory management, you got that in here as well. Hideout that you can upgrade and get stats and different perks from, and being able to craft items and gear to help you escape from Tarkov. It's crazy. I can probably go on and on and on about this game. So why don't we let the next person talk about their favorite game?
All
Yeah.
right. All
Who was the
right.
next person?
I'll let you take it from here.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk about a game called Slay the Spire 2. Now, I think
Whoa.
maybe a couple of weeks ago I spoke about Toho Lost Branch of Legend that is based off of Slay the Spire, the first one.
Oh.
This is the second game that they have made. Now, I've actually tried to stay away from this game specifically because it is an early access, and I
Yeah.
genuinely hate playing games that are in early access. I usually wait because I get disappointed and then I never come back. But I could not wait from this game because I love card deck building strategy games. So I played this game with my bestie of all time, and we have loved this game. We play it so often. We're at about Ascension 4 right now, which is basically you beat the game on the hardest. You keep going up in difficulty every single time you beat the game. So we're at Ascension 4, which is like beating the game about, I think, 4 or so times.
Wow.
And it is really tough. It is really challenging, but man, is it addicting. It also takes freaking 2 hours per run, so god dang, it takes some time to play.
It's not a
But
sit
like
down and
when
play real quick game.
yeah, the big change from this game from the last one is co-op. This game actually does have co-op, unlike the last one, and that's mainly one of the big reasons why I actually couldn't wait is because the co-op. But also, this game does energy consumption like a little bit differently than the last game. You can't really just get energy as easily as you used to in Slay the Spire 1. And if you
Yeah.
played Slay the Spire, you already know what I'm talking about. But it makes it a lot better. It genuinely makes it a lot harder and a lot more fun. When you get good combos that work, you just tear through every single enemy. It's not even a challenge. It feels really satisfying. But yeah, that's Slay the Spire 2. If you've played it, you know exactly how the game works. It's pretty similar to the last one, just more content.
Fascinating. I've played a couple deck building kind of games, and they're always interesting to do.
Yeah, I have to be careful with these games because I'll get sucked into them as well. So I tend to avoid them for that reason. But if what you're saying is true, then man, I bet this is a really awesome game to play.
It's great for co-op. Yeah, I would not play it solo. I would rather play Toho Lost Branch of Legend, but when I'm playing co-op, it's definitely this game.
Fair enough.
Awesome.
Well, the game that I would like to talk about that I've played a bit recently is
Friend slap
RV
game.
There Yet. Hey, don't you be calling this slap. It's a little slap, but you know. RV There Yet is a very interesting concept where you're just traveling through a national park, and then you need to go home, and you're like, okay, let's drive back, and you start driving back, and you realize, oh, the main road's blocked. Ah, shit, we got to find our own way back now. So you're basically traversing through this national park, trying to make everything work so you can get to the end. I can't tell you how crazy it was, the things that I've experienced, because I played this with Zycu and Vera and Eddie, and then I also played this with Daizo and Danger, and we saw this huge ramp, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna drive us down this ramp. We got to the other end, slammed into the ground, survived, but lost a little bit of the vehicle, and we're like, oh, that was crazy. We started
And then the
driving
bear showed
5
up.
feet, and then a fucking bear showed up and ripped our car apart. We were literally driving a frame when he finally got away. It is so much fun. It's so
Oh dang,
it's
that
got
actually looks like
some
fun.
yeah, it's got some stress to it, but it's really good. You're constantly planning new routes. It's like, oh, we could get across this if we go fast enough, and like, oh, but what if we use boards? It's like, but I can go fast. And then someone's like, all right, we got ourselves stuck in a ditch. Now we got to find a way to pull ourselves out of it and attach ourselves to trees and yank ourselves up with the winch and that kind of stuff. And you're trying your best to keep your ship or your RV from falling apart. We've gotten about halfway through, I would say, so far with our run.
We'll get all the way through it at some point.
We're gonna get through it all the way at some point, but it's been a blast playing. Very, very intense in some moments.
From the makers of Peak.
I don't think the Peak makers made this.
What?
Yeah, bro, they're too
There's
busy
no way.
adding a shove mechanic to their game. Based as heck, by the way.
This is not made by Aggro Crab. This is
Oh.
made by Nuggets. Nuggets Entertainment.
Interesting.
Totally different company, but it's got similar concept where you're both trying to reach an endpoint. Also, you can just fucking smoke. You just pull a cigarette out, just start lighting it, and just smoke.
Hell nah, brother. I made a pledge in middle school, bro. You are not catching me with that.
Yeah, you don't need to do it. All it does is it gives you a speed boost, or makes you look cool if you think that's cool. And then the other thing you can do is you can drink beers and coffee, and if you drink it, it makes you extra strong, so you can shove things.
And ironically, the cigarettes make you faster.
Yeah. The one time that I was like, oh, I actually need a cigarette right now was when Daizo and Danger were sitting there driving the vehicle with Vera, in the middle of a flame, like a forest fire, and then Zyku and I got stuck on the other side of a tunnel. We're like, shit, we gotta get to him. We rushed
So
down
we're
this tunnel,
sprinting.
smoking cigarettes as much as we could.
Puff, 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 sprint, 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 puff, 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 sprint, 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 puff, puff.
It was pretty good. So yeah, definitely recommend it. A lot of fun to dash around through. Oh yeah, Eddie, when he was playing through, he loved to, because when you do it, you can like rebuild your RV. It's not like once you broke it, it's broken forever. You can like get you can get spare metal and stuff and build it back together. And it's like, okay, some things are more important than others. Like you might need your ladder so you can get back onto the roof and get the stuff off the roof. You might need a roof. You might need some walls or bumpers. And then
We all know the door's the most important thing.
Eddie was like, "Hey guys, I spent our last or our only scrap," and we're like, "Oh, what'd you do?" He's like, "I put the door back on. Not the rear view mirrors, not the ladder. Nope, the door. The thing that prevents you from jumping in easily."
How else are you gonna close it, like, and close yourself off from the world?
Yeah. It was really funny though. In that exact moment, we were like, "Eddie, no, we needed this other thing." So good game, lots of fun.
Oh yeah.
You gotta get it.
Well,
I might.
you'd enjoy it.
I probably would enjoy it.
Also,
we got a mod.
Yeah, they have 2 different maps. So they've got the regular forest map, and then they've got an icy mountain that you can do, which we haven't done yet. But
Oh my God,
literally, the forest map is called Mabut's Valley,
what the?
and then the icy mountain is called Mount Yerbutsk.
Bro, very creative.
Yeah. All right. Well, I believe that concludes everything. Unless you guys had something else you wanted to add.
Nope.
Nopers.
All right. Well, thank everyone for coming and joining us for this podcast, especially those of you who've been chatting, Buddy and Eddie especially. Thank you so much for engaging with us in this community. Again, if you want to come join us, you can join us for the podcast. We do it every other week on Sundays. You can join us in the chat down below. You just got to join us on discord.gg/TVR. You can also do so and join our Discord just to hang with us, play games, constantly hanging out in VCs. And then if you want to come hang with us in VR and experience VR with us, then you can join us at tvr.2006. But other than that, that'll be it. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Yes,
it's been great.
You. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.